Morning, Vice Forecaster Day Wrap with you. And the Breaking Weather Center, which tornado wind goes in effect. This is out here in Washington area. So the National Weather Grace Harbor County in north central Washington. And this is out here in Wyoming, Harrison area, and about 8:30 Pacific time. At 8:13 Pacific once moved on 35 miles an hour. What to expect is tornado. So this is ground right now, but you still want to take the storms pretty seriously. We're just going to stay with you just for a little bit, and we'll give you a quick update on this, and I can see why it's there, and I can always switch that. And if we have any, I've got 3 different signs I can look at. Yeah, we'll put this thing in animation here, and you can just see we shared with this. Give me a second. It takes time to load. Yes, get covered immediately under a tornado warning out here for parts of Jefferson County out here in Washington, D.C. It's like it could come severe, but it's offshore, so it'll just probably be another water spout. So this storm is probably going to hit off land too. What happens right now, while we're on air, if you just join me almost at 10 o'clock, well, almost 8 o'clock here, 10 o'clock, 10:25, and it's Pacific time out here. We have a tornado warning in place, so another 6 minutes, uh, this warning will go into effect in about 8:30. So centered and get covered, you're under a tornado warning. So no confirmed report of a tornado on the ground right now. Just some pretty decent rotation. So I'm gonna check one tool while we're with this right now, and this will say if there's a tornado trying to spin up with this or anything flying in the air with it, if we have anything. And right now, looking for scans and trying to spin up with this right now. So we'll pull my specimen tool suspicious, so that's some good news about that. The word I'm going to use. So let me switch back to velocity. This see if we have any little small. So this could be a weak tweak there. When you start seeing 50, that's with this. If it was a tornado, we don't see really the gate to gate sheared. There's enough over 40 to 50 miles of wind. So probably the reason why it got there because you got this pink color right there. Thunderstorm, we could just be dealing with some straight line winds. So right now we have a tornado warning that goes into effect into a better Pacific time. Just going to animate things a little bit. Nothing on the ground. but there's another little notch. We don't like seeing notches or hooks just like this, because once we see a notch trying to hook up like that brings us rotation, and that's what we have to watch really closely. And right now, zoom in. That's how far I can zoom in. I don't see it, but maybe some 40 miles of gust. Not out of the question. We'll see that today. But the tornado warning got 2 more minutes on it, and we'll get into some things. In case one would produce a brief tornado. This is really out here in the washing the ground at times. No watches. Just got this one warning that the radar, once it's moving that slow, so hope everybody's having a good morning so far. So right now, not really getting any damage reports coming in quite yet. So what this here, if this little guy comes across here, and this comes across like that time while we're waiting, and see this could drop also a warning too. Maybe yeah, that's close to severe limits. That if they do, we could see another severe thunderstorm or even a tornado warning could get going. So right back to send things back pretty quickly. But if you're in the warning, you still need to seek shelter. About a second, this week, so 45 miles an hour. So they cancel the tornado warning, dread things back just in a second. So we don't have another watch these little water spouts. See, they come offshore. If they do, we could see another storm back. This guy and this guy move offshore. We'll have to see what happened. So what we want to do is send things back. If we know, just maybe stay on for a second or two. Right now, I'm Vice Forecaster JD Rapwith.